There are millions of people across this country and all over the world who've been labeled as crazy, delusional, paranoid, psychotic, and when in reality, they're experiencing the same patterns, the same tactics, the same forms of harassment. And that alone should make anyone stop and think a minute. Because psychosis doesn't follow scripts. Mental illness doesn't coordinate across cities, states, counties, and other countries. But what it does is a system. And that's what I want to talk about today. No theories, no buzzwords, no speculation, tactics, patterns, and purpose. If you talk to targeted individuals long enough, and I've talked to hundreds, you start hearing the same things over and over and over. Vehicle harassment, convoys, cars pacing you, headlights, braking, blocking lanes, mirroring turns. And it doesn't matter if you're in Mississippi, Arizona, California, Europe, or Australia. Same behavior. And then there's color harassment. Specific colors showing up repeatedly. Same colors, same timing, same patterns, vehicles, clothing, objects. And people laugh at you until they understand how behavioral condition actually works. Because it's not about the color, it's about association and triggering. And then there are people involved in this. If we see them every day, those that have been targeted. And they're not ghosts, they're not shadows, they're real people. Neighbors, co-workers, store employees, church members, utility workers, and so-called concerned citizens. Busybodies, if you will. All playing roles and see something, say something, some knowingly, some unknowingly, and some thinking they're helping. And here's where it gets dangerous, folks. When victims go to law enforcement, they're dismissed. They're not investigated, not documented, they're dismissed. Why? Because law enforcement runs the policing. They oversee it, they train it, they coordinate it. So when someone walks in and says, I'm being followed, harassed, provoked, and monitored, they're not hearing a complaint. They're hearing interference. You're supposed to sit down and shut up and take your torture. And the fastest way to neutralize interference is to label the person unstable. Imagine that. Once that label sticks, everything else becomes easy. Let me be clear about something. This is not crime prevention. I've said it a million times. It's not about safety. It's not about helping people. This is a psychological operation, a psyop. And psychological operations don't look like the war movies. They look like pressure, isolation, gaslighting, behavior shaping. And you destabilize a person's reality. You make them doubt their own senses. You provoke reactions. You remove support. You deny relief. They say it's about changing behavior, but they never say which behavior, because the behavior they're trying to produce is self-destruction. I don't want you to miss this, folks. Self-implosion. That can look like a person snapping and committing a crime, a person losing their job, a person alienating their family, a person being institutionalized, or a person taking their own life. That's not a failure of the system, folks. That's the desired outcome. Now, here's the trick. If one person comes forward, they're dismissed. If 10 people come forward, they're ignored. If 1 million people come forward, they're told it's a mental health crisis. And that's what 1 billion people, folks, are better. Because admitting this is real and would mean admitting something far worse. That citizens are being weaponized against other citizens. That surveillance isn't just digital, it's social. That behavior control is being outsourced to communities. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. This program survives on silence, on fear, on ridicule, on shame. It survives by convincing victims that if they speak up, they'll lose everything. And for many, they already have. They've lost their careers, their families, reputations, health. So when you see someone speaking calmly and clearly about this, understand what it took for them to get there. That person didn't break, they survived. Let me in with this, folks. You're not crazy for noticing patterns. You're not crazy for questioning coordinated behavior. You're not crazy for refusing to accept abuse disguised as care. And if you're watching this, have you experienced these tactics? Remember, you're not alone. This is real. It involves real people, and it has real consequences. The more they try to silence it, the clearer the truth becomes. We're not dealing with a mental health crisis, ladies and gentlemen. We're dealing with criminals with no morals crisis. Folks, in the description of this video is my link tree. That'll take you to the links to support USAGSA. If you want to take a stand with USAGSA, I encourage you to become a patron on Patreon, and that link is in there as well. I've written extensively about these tactics, programs, and giving voice to the voiceless. On Substack, my link is in there, and I encourage you to go there and check that out. And you can become a free subscriber. You can become a paid subscriber. And you can be a free or a paid patron on Patreon. There's many ways you can do your part and take your stand. Remember, divided we fall. But in order to conquer, we must collectively speak out and continuously expose these atrocities. 8 million Americans annually are targeted and slated for destruction. 2026, enough is enough. Stay tuned, there's more to come. Until next time, God bless.
I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be